What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Chopping It Up with P. And this week, y'all are the guests. We got another week, another solo episode. Um, Today, I want to talk about something a little different. Um, it's kind of like a build off of an earlier episode I've done before about the group chat. So yeah, let's get into it. So, first of all, the group chat, right? Everyone has a group chat. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. I know you have a group chat. We all know we got a group chat. And then the group chats are kind of divided into a couple different things. You got uh probably the work group chat. You got probably like a building group chat, like where you live. Like if you like at school, like you probably got like a building group chat. And then you got your main group chat with your mans. You probably got another group chat for a couple of different things, right? Now, this is very important. And I think we all know this. What you talk about in the group chat never leaves the group chat. Okay. That's some we gotta, we got there right there. What you talk about in the group chat doesn't leave the group chat, guys. Okay. If your group chat ever got leaked, a lot of relationships will not survive. If we're being honest, you know what I'm saying? Because, you do got men that be like covering for their friends and stuff like that. So again, and when we talk about in the group chat as men and women, right? We don't want that leaking in no one, which is why this is exactly what it is. This is like what a group chat is, you know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, would your relationship or your friendships, other different friendships last if the group chat is leaked? That's another conversation. But from what I know, it probably won't, gang. If I'm being very honest, you know, um, that the group chat is where real opinions happen. It's where you can talk we can talk with free will. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about and not be scared to be judged. You probably will get clowned. you you won't be judged. um, the group chat is meant to be a safe space. It's meant to be a space where we can talk, we can collaborate, we can, just build off of what we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? And again, with no necessarily, judgment and stuff, because the people you are in a group chat with, you're somewhat close to, you know what I'm saying? Those people are most likely some of your best friends, depending on what kind of group chat we're talking about here. Now, with each different group chat, there are things to talk about and things not to talk about, obviously. People move differently when their friends are involved, and that's obvious, you know what I'm saying? What I'm going to say to you here is probably not going what I'm going to say to that person over there. That's for sure, you know what I'm saying? That's how the group chat just happens to work, you know what I'm saying? We just talk about our day, you know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, today I seen this crazy shit, or I seen that, or you can send some shit in there. Everyone got TikTok, they'll respond to it, you know what I'm saying? It just really depends. Like, but the group chat is meant to be a sacred place. It's a place where we can talk, we can discuss, we can do whatever we want to do. But again, I swear to God, what happens in the group chat stays in the group chat. All right. Y'all got to remember that. All right. This is where it gets real though, because in the group chat, you got friends that hype you up. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's gonna hype you up. Whenever you're talking about a girl or a guy, or whenever you're bringing something up, like everyone's gonna hype you up. You know what I'm saying? There's time where you need to be hyped up and be like, oh, okay, you did the right thing, or this is going well, or this is doing that. But there's a time where there needs to be grounding as well. I think as humans, as friends, we want to be able to be there for that person no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's not just about the hyping up, because whatever that person's doing, maybe not them. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the grounding comes in. But you want to be a good friend, so you want to hype up that person. But it's like there's that grounding towards to it too. So you gotta, as as the group chat, as the group chat members, you want to be honest with you want to be honest with your friend. So you gotta be able to make that connection, that deficit, you know what I'm saying? That line spot where it's like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. And or no, I'm gonna help you up. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between you deserve better versus you overreacting. Um, sometimes with things that happen, whether that's in a relationship or a friendship or whatever, there's sometimes where you like do deserve better. Sometimes we get caught up in these things where we tend to be in this constant cycle, and we don't get to see the bullshit that's in front of us necessarily just because we're infatuated by this person, or we've been through so much with this person, whether that's a friendship or relationship. So that's when the group chat comes in. You kind of get to talk about that and really get to see what their opinions are, how they'll go about it, and where they stand on it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where the you deserve better versus you overreacting kind of comes in, because you get to ask a select group of people. Now, these people might think the same, but most of the time they won't. So you get to see a lot of different opinions, a lot of different see-throughs, through the brain. So that's the part where you deserve better versus your overreacting comes in, because you get to see that from those different type of friends you have. You know what I'm saying? You'll really get to see when your friends don't fuck with the person you're fucking with. In the sense of like, they're not gonna talk shit about her, in the group chat. They'll say some shit, they'll hint it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and guys, if we're being honest, like sometimes like when you link with a show, or like, you link with a guy, if something crazy happens during that link, or what, I promise you that the group chat's gonna know. 10 times out, I'll say 9 times out of 10, group chat's gonna know. Now, depending if y'all are dating and stuff like that, that might be different. That might be a different thing, because there's a level of like, TMI. There's a level of like, things you want to say in the group chat. Depending on how close you are, right? But most of the time, can't lie. Whatever happens during that, or whatever happens, during the day, is going to get into the group chat, which is cool. That's what the group chat is there for. Talk to talk and embrace. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself sometimes, and I'm going to ask y'all this too. You know what I'm saying? Do you trust your friends' opinions too much? Because sometimes, we obviously have a tendency to ask our friends, about certain situations. So what's happening? That's normal though, because we want to see the point of view. We want to understand why they would say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? And the thought process through what they're going to say, how they see it. You know what I'm saying? How you view something is not the way someone else is going to view something. Just cool. It's normal. You want that because it gives you a variety of options, correct? But there is such thing as trusting your friends' opinions too much sometimes, because sometimes we dwell into what we're doing, into what we're feeling, in a sense of like, maybe like, you're not necessarily sure about this thing. You're not necessarily sure about what's going on. And maybe you feel better about asking someone else. Cool. But when you ask someone else, maybe like you're already thinking about it this way, but then that person kind of just furthers you away from that, from what you were thinking about in the first place. But maybe like what you were thinking in the first place was better than what they said. So again, it depends on what's going on. It depends on the situation. And at the end of the day, you gotta trust your gut and your intuition. You know what I'm saying? I think I think what we gotta understand, that some breakups don't come from the relationship. You know what I'm saying? They come from the group chat. If what I'm saying, if I dare y'all, like if y'all were to ask the group chat, what do you think about this person, or what I if you said, okay, be straight up, I ain't gonna have no animosity towards y'all. You tell me what you think about this, you gonna get a game. You know what I'm saying? Your friends can either save your relationship or sabotage it. It's one of the two. When we talk about the group chat and friends, this is one of the things I actually really want to mention, and I want you to understand. Listen to me. Clip it. Do what you gotta do. Listen to this. This goes to friends giving advice they don't follow. And I was talking about this with my friends this week, and I was telling them, when people ask you for advice, 9 times out of 10, whether that's a female or a male, when people ask you for advice, 9 times out of 10, they already know what they're going to do. They already have a subjected thing that they're going to do, but they ask you so you can confirm what they're doing. That way, when someone confirms what I'm doing, it's like, okay, maybe I am doing the right thing. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But when you test what they're doing, that's when they'll double back. And the most of the time, when they ask someone, about what they're doing, that person low-key thinks like them. So they already know, okay, this person's going to be on the same page as me. It's going to be a straight yes. I'm telling y'all, 9 times out of 10, when someone asks you advice about something, they already know what they're going to do. I promise you. Now, sometimes they might truly ask you a question that they don't, they don't know what they're going to do yet. But that happens all the time. Your homegirls, your homeboys, they'll ask you for advice and they won't follow it. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, oh, he played me. Shorty, I told you, like, you just didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? But that's normal. That's more of a human thing, But it goes within the group chat as well. What I'm gonna say though, listen, this is where the advice be hand and missing. Single friends giving relationship advice. And tell me if I'm wrong. It's always the single person who gives the best relationship advice. But that person can't take their own advice. It's crazy as shit. Right? It really is a crazy as shit. Like, you can sit here and tell me this, and that. Cool. But why don't you take it and implicate it into your own life game? You know what I'm saying? Why can't you take it and do what you got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes, with that, it's more of a, when friends, want the opinion of others and want the interaction of others and want to see how they think about certain different things, we kind of get lost into that. 'Cause at the end of the day, it's your decision, and it's you're asking the question. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta understand that at the end of the day, like, whatever, you gotta trust your gut, and you gotta be able to, like, follow through with it. You know what I'm saying? Some of your friends are giving advice based on their trauma, bro, and that's your situation. That's the truth. Because if you're asking a certain person about a certain something, they're going to give you an answer that's not necessarily biased, but deep down, they have their emotional attachment to that question. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask someone, okay, this person, I feel like this person might be seeing someone else behind my back. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I found. Da, 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 da. If that person has been cheated on, most of the time they're going to tell you, okay, they're cheating on. Again, that's not them trying to be like biasing them, but it's an emotional reflex. It's like, you've seen this shit, it's happened to you, so you're on the defensive side. You know what I'm saying? What that person should say is like, okay, talk to them, see how they feel about it. Like, what is the reason? Maybe they're being sneaky and stuff like that. But no, you know what I'm saying? They're on the defensive side. And then it's like, oh, they're straight up cheating. But again, that's a human reflex. I feel like that's not necessarily like oh, he wanted me to break up with this person. No, I think that's more of a human reflex. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. Why are most single people the loudest in the group chat, gang? Why are the most single people are the loudest in the group chat? Shit, because, gang, they don't got nothing to lose. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Your friend said leave him, and she's still texting her ex. Girls, look, it's crazy because it's like, and I have homegirls too. I have homegirls, you know what I'm saying? You be talking about this shit all the time, gang. And it's like, one thing I don't get, one thing I'll never get, more women than men. All right? You ask for advice. I'll give you the advice, but you won't take the advice. So at that point, it's like, why are you asking me for the advice then? You know what I'm saying? Because you're asking me for advice because you want to see my opinion, or I think where I stand on things. You know what I'm saying? But then I give you the advice and you do the exact opposite of what I told you to do. Then 2 weeks later, you call back. Oh my God, such a bad man. Oh my God, why did I ever trust him? Shorty, I told you 2 weeks ago. At this point, it's like, you just gotta trust him, motherfucker, because you asked me. You know what I'm saying? there are things that you should never do in a group chat, guys. Okay? There are things that you should never do. There are do's and don'ts in the group chat. All right? Screenshotting text. There's a group chat for a reason, right? There should never be a time where I feel uncomfortable in the group chat sending a text message because I'm thinking, oh, this motherfucker gonna screenshot it to someone else. Nah, that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be that's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's taking me back to high school. We had this group chat. Promise you, probably like 11 of us. You know what I'm saying? We'll send some pretty crazy shit in there. You know what I'm saying? And I think at this time, I think this person had gotten a girlfriend. Right, mind you, we're all homegirls, we're all homeboys, we're all homegirls with them, right? They're all homegirls, but there's shit they're not supposed to know. Yeah, I think he had gotten a girlfriend. That showed her a group shot. She had told the other girls that was dating, some of our friends. They found out and we're like, what the fuck? So we got another group shot with everyone else and excluded him out of it. Right? And then the same thing happens again with another one of our friends. It's like, yo, gang, there's a group shot for a reason. There's shit that you don't do. You don't screenshot text. There's never a time where I should be texting the group chat and I'm thinking about why am I texting this? Because I shouldn't get nervous, gang. It's bullshit. Shouldn't get nervous. You know what I'm saying? Analyzing messages together. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is because you went overanalyze. It's a little crazy. Because listen, we're all boys, our homeboys and homegirls. We're gonna say some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes tension get high. We're gonna say some shit, but don't overanalyze it. Don't go over it. You know what I'm saying? Never leave the group chat. Why are you leaving the group chat, gang? You know what I'm saying? It's never that serious. You know what I'm saying? Again, depends on the context of what we're saying and everything, but to a certain extent, that's something y'all can call, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But never leave the group chat. Like, why? Just being petty. You know what I'm saying? We're grown ass adults now. You know what I'm saying? There's never a reason why we should leave the group chat. So that again, that goes back to overanalyzing the messages. Cause then it's like, don't take it too personal. Don't take it too deep. I've been there sometimes, like some shit happened. I'll leave the group chat. Yeah, that's me being petty, bro. Fuck you. But it's still my mans though. You know what I'm saying? Um, we hype up toxic decisions though. That's one thing we do. We do hype up toxic decisions. But again, it depends. You taking that person serious, you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like that's in the group chat, which is being funny. We'll hype up toxic decisions. Like, hell yeah, fuck that. Do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or do that because it's funny, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're out there for each other. Because no matter what, if it doesn't happen, shit, bro. So cool. It's cool. Like, we'll figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? You're my mans. We'll figure it out together. And putting responses together is kind of weird. Sometimes, like, you'll text, this person texting at the same time. Boom. Get the exact same shit happens. The fuck? That's weird. It's cool. Like, we're all texting. Some of y'all don't even reply yourself, bro. It's a team effort, gang. It's true. Because sometimes you could be talking to whoever you're talking to, and it's like, damn, I don't know what to say here. Text a group chat. Yo, what should I say here? That's us. You're texting your manager like, yo, what should I say here? So it's not even your reply. It's a team effort. We're helping you into these things. That's what the group chat is for. You know what I'm saying? That's what the group chat is for. Use us. You know what I'm saying? You're not texting me. You're texting we, gang. You're not texting me. You're texting me. I promise you. I promise you're texting me. Because most of the things that I know, they're going to know. Depending on what it is. But again, that goes back to you texting like, oh, I don't know what to say. Text a group chat. Yo, what should I say here? Or this or that. We bounce off each other's ideas for sure. You know what I'm saying? The paragraph you sent, yeah, 4 people helped that write that. You know what I'm saying? The paragraph you sent helped 4 people sent that. You know what I'm saying? It was a collective effort. But we love that though. And we know that. You know what I'm saying? That's not something we're oblivious to. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be in the balance. You know what I'm saying? When to listen versus when to think to yourself. Friends can see things you can't. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, and that's what I was going back to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when we have to make tough decisions and we dwell on things and we think about a couple of different things, we have that group chat for a reason to go back with the people that have our best interests at heart. You know, the way I see things is not the way another person gonna see things. You know what I'm saying? And can see things you can't. When you're in when especially when you're in that situation by yourself, like when you're in that situation, there's so much shit you're gonna miss. I promise you. That's normal though. That's normal. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? There's so much thing you're gonna miss. The disrespect, the bullshit, the this and that. There's so much things you're gonna miss because you're oblivious to that because you know you're fucking with that person. You know what I'm saying? But that's what friends are there for. You know what I'm saying? They're there to rally around that and like, yo, this is what I'm talking about, or this or that. You know what I'm saying? Something you missed that you in the problem, right? You in the situation can't see. You're oblivious to that, but someone else will see it and then they'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're there for. Um, a lot of times they don't feel what you feel though. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's kind of hard because it's like, okay, you seeing what I'm not seeing. I understand that, right? But you're not feeling what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm acting like this, right, is because of this, and that. But you're not in that situation feeling what I'm feeling. So you can't understand why I'm thinking about it this way. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, and that's where it comes to trust though. Do you trust the people in the group chat? Do you trust your mans? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So hell yeah. Like, you know, there's been times where, you know, there's been doubt. Like, and we'll text and we'll be like, "Yo, do you think do you think this is the right way, or do you think this is right?" A couple of different people would say a couple of different things. By the end of the day, it's like, where do you stand as a man? Like, where do you stand as a woman? What are your standards? What are you not? You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you go on. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I get the presence of like, you don't feel the way I feel because you're not in the same position. You're only seeing it from an outsider's point of view. So you can only feel so much and see so much and understand so much. So I understand where that comes from. But at the end of the day, no matter what, you still have to make your own decisions. You're a grown ass person. You know, we can't let our friends infatuate these decisions for us. They can help they can help the decision making, right? But at the end of the day, whatever decision we make at the end of the day, that's us. That's because we gotta live with that, not them. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what we have friends to rally around for sure. You know, they're there for us to bounce ideas off of, to ask questions for, to be to bring that camaraderie and be like, yo, we are one in this together for sure. I understand that. But at the end of the day, you have to make that decision for yourself because that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Advice is helpful. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you and rally around you. And advice is helpful, but decisions are personal. Remember that. Advice is helpful, but decisions are personal. Whatever you do at the end of the day, that's you. Listen, I'm your friend, bro. I'll be your friend. I'll be there for you when you're down. I'll be there for you when you're up. You call my phone 2 a.m. It's like this, like that. I'm there for you, gang. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm there for you to do. That's what this to be as a friend. You know, and if we want to talk about that for a second, what consists of a friend? And listen to me right now. Clip this right here. What consists of a friend? All right. All those people on IGs, those mutuals, those aren't your friends, gang. What consists of a friend? I'd say there's three things. You talk to every day. Someone you talk to every day. You tell everything to. And more or less, okay, I'll say someone you talk to every day, you tell everything to, and then you do anything for. Again, someone you talk to every day, someone you do anything for, someone you tell everything to. Now, those so-called friends that you have in your life right now, by those three objectives right there, how many of those are in there? You probably thought you had like 15 or 20 friends. But with those three things right there, what truly your friend is, it probably cuts down to like two or three, right? And those two or three are probably who you're in the group chat with. You know what I'm saying? So a friend isn't that mutual on Instagram and shit, bro, because I promise they're gonna keep fucking less about you. they care about you to a certain extent. Those are like your acquaintances. Again, your friend is someone you'll talk to every day, tell anything to, and do anything for. That's what a friend is. When you chop up that list of contacts and Instagrams and messages, how many friends you got left? 2 or 3, right? Everyone else is looking acquaintance. Tell me I'm wrong. Maybe you're wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Your friends give perspective, not permission, right? You're again, those advices, those questions, right? Those late night talks we have, those are perspectives. They'll give they'll give you the advice to be helpful, but those are perspectives. They're different perspectives from different people who have gone through different things that you have. That may help you in this situation. That may not help you in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Your friends are there to give you perspectives, from their side of you, what they've gone, and that includes what they've gone through and their emotional trauma as well. So that's what I'm saying. Every advice is you can't take every advice with a grain of, you can't take every advice because then it's like that's their emotional, you know, going into that too. Take what's helpful, yes. Sometimes you gotta eliminate that. At the end of the day, you have to live with the choice. So remember that. Whenever you ask for help, whenever you ask for the advice on this or the perspective on this, remember that you still have to make a decision at the end of the day, and you have to live with the choice. You have to live with the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Not them. So you can get inputs for sure. They're to be there. The advice is helpful. The perspective is helpful. But you have to live with that choice at the end of the day, not them. So you have to be able to understand that and take the advice from someone you actually know cares about you and wants to see you thrive and has your good intentions at heart. Because not everyone does. Not everyone that you laugh with is your friend. Not everyone that you see is your friend. Not everyone that you think is your friend is your friend. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you got haters in line, but if you don't, you're not doing something right. But again, not to say that's not being cocky and shit, but it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone wants the best for you. It's hard to hear. It's the truth. Some of the people you might hoop with or chill with every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? They might be using you for some shit. You don't even know. They might not want the best for you. That's one of the biggest things in life you gotta understand. Not everyone wants the best for you. Not everyone is for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to understand that. That's why people say keep your projects low. And don't tell everyone everything. Keep shit to yourself. They'll use that against you. So again, at the end of the day, you have to live with the choices that you make. Think wisely when you ask, who you ask, and what you ask. So I got a segment. It's called Group Chat Approved or Not. All right. So I got a couple different things I'm gonna say here, and y'all gonna tell me if this is Group Chat Approved or not. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, but y'all can let me know in the comments as well. Double texting, Group Chat Approved or not? I'll say if your group chat's a dickhead, I'll say yes. Group chat approved. No, if they're dickheads, no, they'll say no. I say yes because if this again depends. If there's someone you're actually interested in, want to get to know, yes, double texting is okay to a certain extent. But if not, then no. Going back to it next. Group chat approved. Nah, they're gonna fry you for sure. Ignoring a red flag. That is not that is not group chat approved because they will have your best interests at heart. That's what the group chat is for. Posting your partner early, that is not group chat approved because sometimes when you post your partner too early, poses an extent on it. That's literally saying, "Oh, this is my person. This is my girlfriend. This is my boyfriend." Some people, and if you're not on the same page, that corrects some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say that's not group chat approved. Cutting someone off, that is group chat approved because it's not everyone is for you. Remember that. So if you gotta cut them off, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Group chat would go crazy for sure. um, there is a positive side to the group chat though, as well as a negative side. The negative sides would be like the constant bullying or getting on your ass every once in a while, or the bad advice sometimes. But that's normal though. That's human. So, but there are positive sides to the group chat. That's your friends protecting you. They want the best for you. So they're always gonna try to put themselves in your shoes to understand why you understand it this way, to try to feel why you feel this way. So your friends are always gonna protect you, and they're gonna try to put your feelings first before their own. They're helping you see your worth. A lot of times, again, you won't see the stuff that they're seeing because you're actually in the shit. So you won't see what's going on, unless you really won't see what's really going on. So that's when your friends help you see your worth. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, this is supposed to be like this. This is supposed to be like that. Nah, you know what I'm saying? So your friends will help you see your worth. Being there after breakups, that's a big one. After any breakup or situationship that you actually cared about, the group chat is there for you. They'll be there to console you in your time when you're down. They'll be there when you're crashing out. Oh, fuck this person, fuck that, fuck this and fuck that. They'll be there for you then. They'll be there when you're crying, when you're down. They'll be there when you're up again. You know what I'm saying? Because the group chat has its perks and it's not its perks. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. They'll be there to laugh through situations with you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on, if it's good or bad, if you need a laugh and you're sort of crying, they'll be there for you. That's what the group chat is for. You know what I'm saying? A good group chat doesn't control you. It supports you. You know what I'm saying? It supports you. That's again through the perspectives. That's again through the advice. By the end of the day, you do what you gotta do for you as a grown ass person. So the group chat doesn't control you. It just supports you. The right friends don't ruin your relationships. They protect your standards. Remember that. The right friends don't ruin your friend. The right friends don't ruin your relationships. They protect your standards. They'll help you see the shit that you don't see. They'll be like, oh, yo, this is not your standard. This is not what you told me. This is how you want it to be done. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Again, remember that there is a big positive to this group chat thing. The negative thing, some things, okay, cool, just like everyone else. But the group chat is there to be, it's a positive thing. It's there to be helpful. You know what I'm saying? So gotta use it as that. Remember, your friends can guide you, but they shouldn't run your relationship. They shouldn't run your friendship. They shouldn't run these things in your life. They're there to guide you, yes. That's what you're all supposed to be doing together, guide. But they're not supposed to dictate that. They're supposed to run it. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your people, but don't lose your own voice though. Remember that. Listen to your people. It's the people that want the best for you, that have your best interests at heart. But don't lose your own voice though, because at the end of the day, you got to deal with that. Stay smart, stay real, stay shopping, guys. I appreciate y'all listening to this mini episode. There's also more episodes coming in the future. I appreciate y'all for being on the ride so far. I love y'all. All the socials be down below in the comments. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.